What's up, guys? I'm Eric on the Ravens fan 516. This video is going to be a video response. I'm not going to show any cards or anything in it. And it is for Romie14's March contest. And what the contest is a 400 subscriber contest. And I know he's probably pretty close to that number now. Last time I checked, it was getting pretty close. But I'll leave his link in the description box. That way, you guys can give him a sub if you don't, if you aren't subbed to him already. But the contest is that Romie wants you to pick one play that you could see in person, live, you know, on the sideline or whatever. One play in history that you would like to go back and see. Now, he kind of made it a stipulation that he doesn't want it to be within the last year or anything. And I was going to make a video response earlier, but I'm glad I held off because I thought of a play that I would really like to see. My initial thought would obviously be to watch a play from the Ravens Super Bowl win back in 2000. But the more I thought about it, the more I really I enjoyed the way I experienced that whole Super Bowl. I was with my family. I was younger at the time. I was in seventh grade at the time. And it was a huge deal around here, obviously. The team was still fairly new. This was like 4 years into having the Ravens here in Baltimore. And it was just a huge deal around here. I remember we went over my aunt's house for every single playoff game. And we were like, had this little superstitious thing going on where everybody had to sit in the same room they were in. You know, everybody had to wear the same clothes they wore for the previous game, which we cleaned them in between. So, you know, don't get all out of whack about that. They were clean. So I was upstairs with my cousin watching the game, and then the rest of the family was pretty much downstairs in the basement or in the kitchen. They had the TV up in the kitchen as well. And I just remember, you know, that last final, when the seconds finally ticked off the clock, you know, everybody went nuts. My family ran upstairs. We all went outside, and there's fireworks going off, noisemakers. You literally, I mean, it was close to, you know, I think it was around like 10:30, 11 o'clock or something like that. It was fairly late, and you could just hear people outside everywhere just, you know, making noise, noisemakers, fireworks. It was really cool. It was a good experience, so that's why I was going to pick a play from there, but I decided not to just because I really wouldn't change how I experienced that whole memory. It just really, it's something that I'll probably never forget. I don't imagine myself ever forgetting it. So the play that I actually decided to go with is from the 1958 NFL Championship game, and that's the game known as the greatest game ever played. I really don't have an opinion on it. I wasn't around back then. As you can see, I'm pretty young guy. But the game was between the Baltimore Colts, and they were the Baltimore Colts at the time, not the Indianapolis Colts, and the New York Giants. And this was supposedly the game that put the NFL, you know, on the map. They put them in the spotlight. And actually, it's pretty interesting, too. I was reading a little bit about it, so I didn't look like a dumbass when I was talking about it. It was the first game to go, or the first notable game in the NFL to go into overtime, which I'm sure at the time they loved it because, you know, it was such a good game. It was back and forth the entire time. Most of the impact plays were, you know, made by Johnny Unitas to Raymond Berry. That's what you hear most about that game. It had all the Colts legends in there, all the guys that are still huge around here. You know, Artie Donovan, Johnny Unitas, although he's passed away. Let's see, Gino Marchetti, Lenny Moore, all those guys. I mean, most of them were at their prime at that point in 1958. I mean, they were just really getting into the swing of things, and they hung around. They were one of the better teams for years after that. And the play that I actually would like to see, though, would be the last play of the game. And despite Johnny Unitas's prevalence in the game and Raymond Berry making all those crazy catches and everything, the play that I want to see actually really had nothing to do with either of them except for that Johnny Unitas handed the ball off. The last play of the game, in overtime, it was a 1-yard run by a guy, fullback by the name of Alan Amici, and he ran 1 yard into the end zone. Pretty much just fell into it. It looks like he went in untouched. I mean, you could probably go back and watch it. I haven't seen the play in a while, but I do remember it, seeing it before. And just a little 1-yard run off to the right tackle, I believe. He just kind of fell over the line, and that was it. And he got up, and he knew exactly what had happened. But they always kind of keyed over on Johnny Unitas, and he was just, you know, didn't even acknowledge that they had scored, that they had won the game. He was just kind of walking off the side. You know, didn't even put his hands up or anything, just played it real cool, acted like he'd been there before. But that would have been such a cool play, just to be on the sideline and see it, because you had to know something special was happening, because NFL was still in its infancy at the time. I don't even think they were merged yet. That was the NFL championship. It wasn't even a Super Bowl. So I don't think that it was the one league yet, that the whole NFL. I think there was still the AFL as well. But that would be definitely the one play I would want to see. Had a huge impact, especially around here. I mean, it was Baltimore Colts. So, and Baltimore at the time, and still now, is not the biggest of sports towns. So it had to be a real neat thing to witness happen. So that would be the play that I would want to see. That's it. Make sure to check out Romie14's channel. Like I said, it'll be in the description box. And thanks for watching, guys.